Yeah.
How did you guys get together in the first place? Like the band, Blind Melon.
Well, I met Brad even before Rogers came to L.A., and then there was no Blind Melon, and I was hanging out with Brad a little bit. And then, like, a year later, Brad's like, hey, Rogers came out, and we have a band. And
Well, no, I came out with Brad. We
you
came out
came
together
but see, I didn't
first.
meet you then. So
Yeah.
you went home, and then I met Brad.
Yeah, I went home for like
Yeah.
3 months
Exactly.
because something happened.
So
I
he
had to go
came out
home.
with Brad. He went back home.
Don't try to walk away with this.
No, I ain't walking away with that.
But we all hooked up in L.A. I mean, Rogers and Brad and Glenn knew each other from Mississippi, but I met Brad through Music Connection. Before the Internuts, there was a magazine called Music Connection, and that's how you hooked up with people.
He put an ad
I
out?
put an ad looking for a bass player.
Oh, okay.
I had just moved to L.A. in 1988. I moved to
okay.
L.A. No, 89, I forgot.
Yeah, I moved there in '88 with Brad.
Okay, 88, then I moved out.
And
in
it was very. We were in a weird place because LA was. When we moved out there, I don't think. I know Brad and I didn't expect this, and I'm pretty sure you didn't either. But it was like this was the end of the sort of hair metal band.
It was.
You know, great. I mean, there's some great hair metal bands, but these people were marketing maniacs. Like they were out on Sunset.
Yep.
Flyers.
Like when we got there, it was like a Thursday or Friday night, and it was like you're walking through Sunset Boulevard past Tower Records there, and it's like all these dudes who look like the drummer from
Rat.
or somebody, and which is fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like
That was the
it's
scene.
crazy because they're like handing out flyers for shows. Like their Sunday afternoon at Gazzari's at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
for a show that they're
Yeah.
paying to play.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, man, this is crazy. It's like I don't know, and then it went away like instantly.
Overnight, when that Nirvana record came
Yeah.
out, it went away overnight.
Because we went,
felt like
we
overnight.
went to a we
Did.
went to a record company one time, and I'll never forget this. It was I think it was Columbia, and there was a poster up of one of the big hair metal bands that was on the label. And we met with the guy, and they're like just kind of checking out bands like us, the fucking haystack sticking out of our mouths. And so then we went back like 2-3 months later and met with this dude, and it was like an Alice in Chains poster.
Yep, I remember that. I do remember
And it was
that.
like like the whole business just flipped.
Yeah.
Right.
Where did you guys get Blind Melon for a name?
That was Brad, who's a bass player. We grew up in West Point, Mississippi. It's a small town, and he lived next door to this apartment complex. And there was a guy over there who would yell it out the window at people and say, what's happening to Blind Melon? It's like because there was a Cheech and Chong movie at the time that was a hit movie. It was like one of the movies that Blind Melon Chitlin is in.
Yeah.
It's a Cheech and Chong movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
That's
A
where it
reference
comes
to that.
from.
Comes from Cheech and Chong.
And so, like, he heard when he was a boy, 5 years old, he just remembered somebody
Yeah.
yelling it, and
Yeah.
this is one of those things.
Yeah.
He just remembered it, It was like, yeah, that's cool. It kind of has it almost sounds like an old blues person because it kind of is,
Right.
But that's where it comes from.
And how does Shannon get involved in the band?
You met him, right? You guys
I
him
met
first.
Shannon. I heard about Shannon before I met him, and he'd only been in Hollywood for like a week. The dude was like,
He had been arrested like 3 times.
yeah, already. Like he came. He basically was on the run, on the lam, so to speak,
From where he
for
was.
his home
Yeah,
state.
he left Indiana.
And he got there, and his sister had gone to school with Axel, graduated high school with him.
Yeah.
And I think she called him and said, hey, can you look after my little brother or something? So he showed up there, and he's living at Axel's place.
Right.
And we,
How did that happen? He was friends.
yeah,
From
yeah.
his sister.
Yeah, they knew each other a little
okay.
bit, but his older sister was,
Him and Axel are both Indiana.
Yeah.
Lafayette, Indiana.
Yeah, that's it.
And so, and we had been playing around, and we knew this person this woman out there who had heard our demos songs I was writing with Brad, and they were trying to help us out to find a singer, and we got you around this time though, like.
Yeah, right after you met him, then
Yeah.
you guys called. Remember, Brad
Yeah, like
called
it just
me.
happened like
Yeah,
that.
Brad's like, we just met this singer. I remember him saying he's a cross between John Mellencamp, which I thought was an odd choice for Brad. That's what Brad told me.
Yeah, I
about.
can hear. I mean,
A little bit, and then I think Janis Joplin, which was always a good reference. So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, when we went in there, and we had a garage that we were practicing in West Hollywood. And he sat down on the floor, and just with an acoustic guitar and played "Change," which is on our first record. He just was right there, top to bottom. And I was like,
I love that.
That
song.
dude's a fucking rock star. I was like, that dude, you're a star. I was like, I'll follow you anywhere.
That's wild.
And I was like, he kind of sounds like a girl, but he's also kind of like a really cool girl. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like he sounded like Janis Joplin or something, in a way. And but he also had a real rock and roll vibe to him, and his charisma was off the charts. Like you just in the room with him, you're like,
Yeah.
where are you going right now? Like I'll follow you there
Yeah.
because I
Right.
don't have anything going on right now. Like you just follow this dude all the time. He's
Right.
hilarious. He's fun. You know?
Yeah.
It's sort of tornado.
What
man.
a great song too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that with us?
I did. I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
a good
you
time,
covered
and
that. That's
thank
great.
you.
And you
Covered
recorded
that
it on
song.
your
That was
Twitter,
cool.
and it's
On
awesome.
Instagram. Yeah.
That was
Or
cool,
Instagram,
man.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun
Yeah,
night.
I love that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at that time too, like
It was
'cause-
exactly like we recorded it too. It was done.
It
You know
was.
that whole
was.
like the arc of that melody, the
Yeah.
way he brings it up in that second verse, I think is amazing.
It
And
was
it's
there.
universal. It's a universal theme.
Yeah.
That's what he was good at.
It's like a genius song. Is that one of his first songs? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember thinking you wrote that, like thinking
Yeah.
like
That
oh,
was one of the
like,
first ones he
oh,
wrote,
Damn,
yeah.
like you're at that
He
level.
wrote that
of
at
writing.
home in
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Did he have other
It was
offers?
exciting.
Yeah, that's.
Did we have other
exciting.
offers?
No, did he have other? When you came to him, was he like, "Oh, I might go to this other band," or he was just?
I don't think so.
He was.
No.
No, he was a for
available.
real dude. Like
No.
we hit it off right away, and he was for real. He saw what we had, and we saw what he had, and it was done.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I'm sure there were other suitors though.
Right.